Hello, mic testing 1 2 3. Can you guys hear me? Hello, and welcome once again to another live stream of SYWK podcast. My name is Desmond, and on this channel, you'll find everything related to the paranormal. I hope you heard my previous episode, which I just released 2 days before, Ghost Cotton Camera with Proof. If you haven't, then go check it out. And welcome to another live stream. So, we are going to continue. Last week, we were talking about witchcraft. So, in tonight's live stream as well, we have some more information that we would like to give you. We have our co host, Swati Rao. She is yet to join in. So, I will be waiting for her. Meanwhile, if you're new to my channel, then you know what to do. If you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like if you're watching it right now, and share it with your friends and family who would want to know more information about the paranormal world. So tonight's episode, it's all about witchcraft. Uh, Hani is there. Hani, knock knock. Alex is there. Hey, Alex. Honey, where is Desmond? I am here. I am here. Let me drink water. Actually, today also I got really late. That is why I had to start a bit late, but it's fine. People are still there. People will be joining in. And for people who are there live on Instagram, I'm mainly live on YouTube. So do join our YouTube live session. Anyone would like to join in and share something related to witchcraft, or if you have an experience, if you would like to share in, till Swati Rao does not join in, maybe someone else can join in and they can just talk about witchcraft, or if they have any experience or anything. It's not compulsory that you should be having something related to witchcraft. Even if you have a ghost experience or anything you would like to share, then please feel free to. I will be waiting for Swati to join in. And let's see if anyone else is also joining in. It will be really great. First of all, guys, can you hear me? Please let me know in the comments, in the chat, that if you can hear me, because I have not done my audio. Mic testing 1 2 3. Mic testing 1 2 2. I hope you guys can hear me. Anyways, I am waiting for Swati to join in. Let me message her and check. Let me see, where is she? Actually, for tonight's live stream, Swati has more of content in terms of the witchcraft. So I'm waiting for her because she has a couple of articles and stories which she wanted to narrate in the previous stream, but she did not get time. In fact, we already completed an hour, 2 hours, I think so. No, I think so. 1 hour, 15 minutes, something we completed. So I like to keep it an hour so it becomes easy for people to watch it later on as well. It's already 5 minutes now. But let me see till Swati does not join in. If anyone else would like to join in, then feel free to join in. Let me see if I have a story. Actually, I have a story. So till Swati does not join in, I will tell the story. Witchcraft, the witch. Title is The Witch Who Was in Mumbai. That's the title. So, first of all, if people who missed the last stream wanted to keep you informed and wanted to let you know what are basically witchcraft and what they do basically. So, witchcraft is a practice to do a spell on someone. Now, it can be a good spell and it can be a bad spell. That depends on the person. If the person has an evil eye, then yes. And if a person has a good eye, then it can also be beneficial for that person. So we have already Swati who has joined in. So I'm getting Swati in.
Hi, Desmond. Hello, everybody.
Hi Swati, how are you?
So far alive.
That's good. Same here. Long day.
Yeah, since you started later, all good?
Yes, yes, all good. All good. Busy, busy, busy with something. So I had work and then after that something and then I came home sometime back. I think so, hour back. So everything is fine now. So I
Okay.
have a story.
I
Okay, but
saw that you were in the middle of something.
yeah. So what I will do is I will keep this towards the end of the stream. Okay, so we can begin with. I think so. You have something, right, to share because you told me that there are some articles and stories which you wanted to narrate.
Yes, I had collected them for last time's episode, but we did a lot of discussion about other topics as well, so it got carried over. So I have some interesting witch stories.
Okay, before we go ahead with you, I had like I had a point or two which I wanted to share in the last stream, but when I was re-watching the stream, sorry, I
Yes.
did not mention that. Or I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but anyways, I'm going to uh, tell you about this. So a fun fact about witchcraft was that basically in Europe there was something called as the Witchcraft Act, and I was reading another article, and it says that people believe in witchcraft was so strong that it was made into a criminal offense, and this was in the 18th century. And eventually it became like an act, and under this law people were forbidden by using magic to commit murder, to make people fall in love, and to even find buried treasures.
Wow.
Now it is interesting, but I want to leave this point to everyone, and I want to know that does this make sense? Do you feel there was an act? Because see, now I can't totally rely on one article, but I just want to check out and I just want to know from everyone, like, what do you feel? Does this even make sense?
I mean, this was back in the day, right? This was not now.
Yes.
Back in the day, there was a lot of superstitions that went on connected to witchcraft. And as I mentioned in the earlier episode last
Hmm.
week, that in Salem, women were burned, just for doing something which was outside the ordinary, claiming that they were witches. It also happened in India. We discussed this last week. So, because all of this was happening, and at that time, everything was there wasn't an information source as such like the
Hmm.
internet to just go and start researching. It's like only educated people could get access to the library and then go through books, and most people were not at that kind of a level to do that. So I'm not surprised that there is an act.
Yeah, but quite strange, like, because at least now, before we go ahead, Alex has joined in. Welcome, Alex. I hope Alex can hear us. Alex, come in. Alex, come in. Not sure if he can hear us. But yeah, that was quite strange because see, some of them now they believe that this is superstition. Because eventually in the article it said that late after many centuries that when science actually started coming into the picture and when people actually started believing more in logical things, then that act also eventually got vanished. But yeah, it's really interesting about the act. Alex is saying will join again. Yes, no problem, Alex. Feel free to join in again. This was one fact which I had, and there was related to this act. There was another article which says in the 14th century, especially in Europe, there used to be trials of witchcraft, and people used to accuse especially women in terms of that they have, like, they are a witch or something, or she's a witch, because they felt that that woman has done something bad to someone, and eventually the trial used to go in favor of the other people, and then like how you said, a lot of women were killed during this trial as well, so it is quite surprising. Alex has joined again. Wait, I'm just getting Alex again. Three, two, and one. Hi, Alex. Can you hear us? I think so. There is a connection issue. No, Alex, I can't hear you. Swati, can you hear Alex? Or is it?
Nope.
No, Alex. Can't hear you. Okay. He will keep joining, and let's see. Anyways, yeah, this was that fact which I wanted to speak about. I think so we did speak, but about this witchcraft act, which is quite surprising for me. I wanted to discuss about it. So yeah, moving ahead now, what Swati has, what would she like to share?
So mine is again back to the witch history, and this is specifically connected to the Indian folklore, because last
Mm,
time we didn't get to talk about the history of that in India. So I wanted to read something from that.
mm.
So the word in India for witch in Hindi specifically is Dayan, whose lore primarily comes from Jharkhand and Bihar, which is in North India. Now, depending on the original source language, the word has multiple transliterations in the
Hey, bro,
Latin.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, my bad. Continue. Sorry. I mean, I'm facing some issues. Wait.
Cool, cool.
No.
Yeah, so depending on the original source language, the word Dayan has multiple transliterations in the Latin alphabet. Dayan or Dayan or Dane or Daini. In Hindi script, the word Dayan is spelled in a specific way. Now coming to the next part, what is a Dayan, or who is a Dayan? Any woman who dies after being treated poorly by her own family or dies during childbirth may return from the dead as a Dayan. She returns with long black fingernails sharp as talons and her feet facing backward. Diane's hair is usually worn in a single braid that reaches the ground, and she can control it like another part of her body. Some say that her hair is the source of her evil power. Perhaps you could call it even an evil braid. Soon after returning from the dead, a Diane will come after her immediate family because of the way she was treated when she was alive, starting with the youngest male and working her way up until she drains the life and blood from them all. Some stories say that when a Diane drinks the blood of men, they will turn old and grey. Diane can also take the form of a young, beautiful female who will seduce men, kidnap them, and drain their life even via sex until they die. After tormenting and killing off her immediate family, the Dayan is said to hunt and kill off entire villages. While these may seem like stories from long ago, some of them are very recent. Like in the case of a 55-year-old Sarna Devi from Jharkhand, who in 2012 was accused of being a Dayan and blamed for every bad event in her home village. She was assaulted and her entire family was shunned. Not long ago, in 2016, in the village of Kanjia, five women were dragged from their homes and hacked to death by axes on the accusation of witchcraft. Some of the victims' relatives managed to sneak out and alert the police. When the police arrived, they were also attacked and forced to flee. According to the National Crime Bureau records, as many as 1,157 women were branded as witches and killed in Jharkhand between 1991 and 2010. Ranchi leads among the districts with 250 cases of witch hunting in 10 years, followed by 185 cases in East Sigbhum and 125 in Bakoro. Between January and October 2012, 31 cases of witch hunting have been reported in the state. That is a lot of killings of Dayan. I-
You were reading this article.
Mhm.
Uh, like, how do they become Dayan? Like, if they die early or something, what was that? I missed that part.
So the history is that a woman becomes a Dayan if she dies because of the treatment that her family, gave her when she was alive or during childbirth.
Oh,
Yeah. So when you mistreated her when she was alive and she died as a result of that, or during childbirth, which is why she basically comes back for revenge.
oh, I see.
And that becomes the term Dayan.
But this is like based on the Indian culture.
Correct. This is the Indian history.
But what do you feel? Is it like a myth
In the
or
sense no, in the what do you feel in terms of I didn't get that bit about what exactly.
like the overall thing of the family calling this kind of female or whatever a Dayan?
Yeah, because if you look at it in history or you look at it even now, like what is going on now, it's more like because the family does not want to accept responsibility for their bad behavior, so they make it sound like, oh, we will not accept responsibility for a bad behavior, so we'll put it on the other person instead.
Yeah.
It's like you were not a good person and you tortured your family member. So now when someone wants to take revenge on you, you're like, oh God, this is a major epidemic that is in our village because of these lions. When actually it was like, no, you were a horrible person.
And it's very common, no? People blame others for their own mistakes.
Their own
So
mistakes. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's the best part. Alex, you can join in back if you have a story to share or if you have some points to share. Yeah, we are waiting for you.
Oh, wait.
And
I'm almost at the end of the article, so I'll
hmm,
just finish it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so basically, it's about a lot of killings through Dayan.
yeah.
Then it turns out that this isn't new and certainly not restricted just to India. In rural China, where accusations of witchcraft are used to steal land, money, or other resources.
Oh,
Witch hunting, that is, people kill innocent women to acquire their property. It is also used as a tool for vengeance and to target others in local politics. Though practiced secretly nowadays, sometimes the entire village conspires against a household, usually of a tribal family, a numerical weaker section in the village. Also, single women, widows, and aged people, the most vulnerable women of people of the society, are chosen for witchcraft and targeted to capture their land and property. And coming to um, Hindi movies. The witch's influence in Indian films and literature goes further back than just fiction or folk tales. In India, witchcraft is deeply rooted in
Hello,
Vedic.
can you hear me?
yeah, yeah. We can hear you.
We can. He's suddenly
I
going
cannot
silent.
hear anything.
Can 2 minutes, Alex. Yes, Swati, you continue.
No, Alex, I think you have to log out, log back in.
Or yeah, use another browser or something. Yeah, Swati, you can
Okay,
continue.
he's stuck with some technical issues. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh my God.
The minute Swati starts saying something, then that's when Alex starts saying something. Okay, we'll wait for a minute and we'll see.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, 1 minute. I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, we can hear you.
Just give me 1 minute.
You, Swati, even you can hear Alex, right? Oh, it's just
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I can hear, I can hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. There was some issue with my headset.
Okay, okay.
Oh, sorry, there was some issue with my headset. I recently got this headset, so trying
No
you
worries,
know
no worries.
use it. I hope I'm loud and clear now, right?
Yes, you are loud and clear. I hope you can hear us as well.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I do have a story, but it's not mine. I heard it somewhere.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes. Swati is completing her article and then you can narrate your story.
Okay,
Just be
okay,
online.
sure,
Yeah, be online.
Okay.
sure.
Yes, Swati.
Yeah, so the witch's influence in Indian films and literature goes further back than fiction of folk tales. In India, witchcraft is deeply rooted in the Vedic Hindu religion. Witchcraft or Tantra sadhana is a pre-Vedic tradition part of the Tantra sect of Hinduism. Its followers, often called tantrics and tantrikas, are associated with witchcraft. While the men have been termed sadhu, the women have always been termed as witches. In a
Oh,
in shocking incident of superstitions, an elderly woman in the Mandi district, Himachal Pradesh, was allegedly persecuted mercilessly for religious reasons by a mob in the village. Initial reports suggested that she was between 70 to 80 years old. Villagers also recorded this act on their phones. So, this incident of a helpless old woman was such that people demanded stern action against all these culprits. And
hmm.
coming to right in the end, witches are beaten, burnt for land in Indian states. And then coming back to more about India, Jharkhand and Bihar, again it's the same statistics like I mentioned. All of this is for ulterior motives and more about rumors and superstitions, and then everybody gets together and kills or burns this person. And there's a very popular movie as well, Ekti Dhayan, which
Hmm.
was released in 2013. You can also watch that and get more context.
Yes. I watched that movie. Quite boring that movie was, but yeah, it was informative as well. So we will discuss about this, but let's hear Alex's story so then he can leave and then we both can discuss later. So Alex, you can narrate your story, but before narrating, I would like to tell everyone, whoever is watching, please don't forget to like the stream if you have just joined in. So yeah, Alex, you can continue. You can start with your story.
Sure. Okay, so I heard it, from somewhere else, and the story goes this way. Uh, Back in 2013, a guy was living in a rental apartment in Lonavala. So you might be aware about Lonavala, right,
Hmm.
Desmond? It's a kind of tourist destination in Maharashtra,
Yes.
just 2.5 hours away from Mumbai.
Hmm.
So that guy, moved in and he had a roommate. So they were the only two people living in that building. Um, so when they moved in, they could hear, someone walking across the terrace, and you know, and it was kind of a stomping noise. Somebody is, intentionally running and stomping on the terrace. After a few days, they tried to investigate. Whenever the person would go up, he would not see anybody. Okay. but they could hear someone running across the terrace and you know some giggling sound and all. So they kind of ignored it, but both of them could hear. The roommate and the person who is narrating the story could hear it. Now, at, at least 2 3 weeks passed by, and they, the flat right next to this apartment was occupied by a family. That family recently moved into that apartment, and 2 3 days later, one uncle came knocking at the door, and he asked the person who gave the story. He asked, "Are you married?" Now, this information caught this guy off guard. Okay, he said, "No, I mean I'm a bachelor and I'm living with my friend here, who is also a male." So then the uncle asked him, "I see a woman, on your terrace, wailing at night. I thought maybe she's your wife or you guys had some argument. That's the reason, you know, she left the home and she's crying upstairs, on the
Alex,
terrace."
there
Yeah.
is too much disturbance from your side.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Like we can hear you, but there's I think so a lot of background sound.
Okay, is it better now?
No, it's the same.
How about now?
Uh, is the stream on somewhere else because it's echoing as
No,
well?
no.
Okay, you can continue, but a lot of distortion backside.
Okay, maybe I'm sitting under the fan. It's too hot here in Mumbai.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hmm.
this guy is confused because he's not married, and he kinds of he gets a little scared at the moment because till now he was not aware about some woman, you know, wailing on the top, on the terrace. So he goes to some priest, and then he shows the picture of the house. Okay, he just shows the picture of the house and the terrace, and he doesn't say a word. The priest tells him that do one thing. Probably when it's Amavasya, no moon night, you have to go to a crossroad. Okay, and in the middle of the crossroad, you have to keep a box of sweets. And let me warn you, no matter what you hear, do not look back. Okay, it should be done after midnight, not before that, and never look back. So this guy goes on a bike and he keeps the box of sweet right in the middle of the crossroad. And as soon as he's leaving, and while leaving, while placing that box of sweets, he sees that there is nobody around. Now crossroad, right? You can see anybody approaching from a mile away. But when he's placing the sweet, box of sweets, he doesn't see anyone nearby. He places the box. As soon as he turns away to, ride his motorbike, he could hear a woman. Okay, the woman calls out his name. Let's say his name is Desmond. So the woman calls out his name, Desmond. I need your help to reach to an address. Can you help me? So this guy doesn't acknowledge, doesn't say anything. As soon as he's about to, climb on the bike, he hears the same thing again. Desmond, I need your help. I need to go to this address. So at that time he remembers, he's tempted to look back, who this lady is. But then he remembers what the priest warned him about. No matter what happens, never look back. So he kinds of, rides the, bike back home. And after that day, there has been no disturbance, no, giggling sound. Nobody is running across the terrace. So that solution which priest had uh, suggested worked fine. So again, this guy doesn't know what he was up against, but maybe there was some entity or some soul which wanted to cross over into the light, and the suggestion or solution worked fine. That is what his understanding.
But why box of sweet? Just,
I'm
just
not sure. That's what the priest said. Maybe the person who died, somebody must have died in that house. I don't know. See, again, these are all speculations. I have no clue. Maybe the
Hmm.
person, the lady who died, loved sweets, or maybe she
Maybe.
was too scared to go in the, go into the light, because these guys were never attacked or never harmed in any way.
Hmm. Maybe because in my house the tradition is still there that if my grandfather's or grandmother's death anniversary is there, we like, especially my mom and all in Goa, she cooks uh, their favorite meal and then they keep it on the terrace. It's eaten basically by the
Okay.
crow only, but then it's just
Hmm.
like a thing that they offer mass, and then after that they cook their favorite meal and they give it to everyone in the family, but one plate is being served and kept it on the terrace, and then eventually the
This happens
next
during
day,
the Souls Day, right? All Souls Day.
All Souls Day also. I'm not sure about All Souls Day, but whenever it is one of my grandparents' death anniversary, we do that. So maybe I feel, yeah. Where you heard the story from? Another
Yeah,
podcast,
another stream. Yeah, yeah.
another streamer. Okay,
This
quite
was from
interesting.
actually Mr. Nightmare.
Hmm.
Someone from India wrote it to him.
Hmm. So you have been going to, I think so, all the streams related to paranormal.
It's actually a postcard. He doesn't stream. He'll just read out the stories.
Ah, okay. No, means you might be consuming a lot of the horror content, especially online.
Yeah.
You should also, I don't know now if you have been introduced to Swati or no, but even she has it on Spotify, Desi Horror. So you should check out her episodes as well.
Sure.
And since we are in the line of witchcraft and all, what is your
Mhm.
thoughts about it?
See, witchcraft can be different, right? See, in India, witchcraft is practiced in a different way. I think Korea, it's practiced in a different way.
Hmm.
Mm, Korea,
Original,
they use, yeah.
Originally, it started in Europe, and then after that, every country has its own version. That's what I feel.
Witchcraft is practiced everywhere, not only in Europe, but I think even in India, there is an entire village in Orissa, which is known as, you know, the birthplace of dark magic or
Hmm.
witchcraft.
But
Even West Bengal.
what Swati was reading the article, coming back to Swati's article, I feel that see, witchcraft, the spells, and especially if you're practicing a magic, it can be done for good and it can be done for bad. This is one aspect. But then in India, out like for example, if there are 10 women, out of the 10, two of them are actually doing black magic or witchcraft or whatever. Out of the 10, 8 of them will be blamed, and 7 8, 5 6 women will not be even practicing anything. It's just the society will blame them. So sometime some people just fall into the trap of witchcraft and they are blamed, and especially in India it is women. That is why the word Dayan. And Swati, in the article, one thing was quite interesting is that in terms of the Babas, right? This is what you had read, right, Swati? If a male is doing, it's called has
Sadhu.
sadhus. Yeah, sorry. Agori is also, I think so. Agori is also a kind of that only, right?
Agori is different.
Agori is
Agori is
different.
like, yeah, that is not part of that. Is like, Agori is a different category, like tribal people who also are cannibals.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what they're trying to say is, if a man does it, it's a sadhu, very noble thing. But if the
Hmm.
woman does it, it's a Dayan.
Yeah. This is I don't know it, if it is an Indian mentality or it's just mentality of everyone in the world that it's very easy to blame women for all the wrongdoings. For everyone's mistake, just blame the woman. That's very simple. And this is how it's happening in India. Hello?
Has
Did I
Alex
go?
lost connection again?
No, no,
I,
I'm there.
so I was waiting for any one of you all to say something.
So it is good. Witchcraft is
I
good.
think
You should practice all those things.
I don't think so. It is. I don't know, like, if it is good or bad,
See,
but
which witches are not necessarily bad.
yeah, it can be done for something good also.
Hmm. So I think in Europe they had this white witches
Hmm.
who would counter-attack dark magic and
Yeah.
something else.
But eventually, the highlight was like, the witches are doing evil. That was the main highlight. Like, no one seeing the
Yeah,
good part.
and even in Europe, a lot of women were burnt to the stake, right?
Hmm. But
Thinking that they were worshipping devil.
yeah, and that was the society. That was the men who used to, blame. That is what I'm saying. Even if out of 10, two of them are doing, they'll kill all the 10 women, thinking that everyone is bad. It's basically only two of them who are doing black magic or black spell, but eventually everyone gets blamed. But some of them, I feel they're fake as well. They just pretend that they are witches and this and that and all, and they'll just take money from you to do XYZ things, and then eventually nothing happens. But
Have you
Swati,
met a witch?
sorry, Alex, what you said?
Have you met a witch?
Uh, no, not really. I don't know how to identify between a normal person and a witch. Have you met a witch?
No, I mean not
One,
necessarily a witch.
one witch is there in on our stream. Every stream he comes, Hani Pasha. I don't know why is he quiet
See,
now.
you really don't know whether it's a he or a she.
Yeah, but a witch also you don't know, na? Because everyone believes that witch or witchcraft is only done by women, but it can be a guy also.
Hani Pasha is Turkish witch. He speaks
You-
German though.
Yeah,
I've seen him messaging something in German to you.
Guten tag. I think so. That's what, right? Swati, what is the meaning of Guten tag? Hello or something, right?
Guten Tag. Guten Tag is
Guten tag. What does that mean?
Guten Tag is like good morning, hello, that kind of thing.
He's also messaged something else.
Guten Tag is good morning, and then you can say Guten Abend for good evening.
Now Hani started his German. Let it be. We'll have another stream only Hani, where you and Swati both are there, and you'll teach us German.
Oh my god, I can barely speak German. I just learned the bare minimum. Hani Pasha looks like he's doing some PhD.
I don't know. To me, it's all Greek and Latin. What is he typing?
I just don't know what he's typing. To be honest.
What's up? Like, how are you?
Where the second part? Okay.
We gave.
Okay.
Last stream he did join in, but he was quiet. Even before that also he joined. But it's a mystery. More than this witchcraft and all the other paranormal things, it's Hani, which is a mystery. I think so. What do you feel, Swati? Hani is a male or a female?
I think he's a man.
Yeah, right.
He has a he has that what's the right word to say it? Stalker energy, which is usually a man.
No, I don't think so.
I
Girls,
feel it's a female
girls
Desmond's
also can.
fan. Hey,
Girls
girls
also
can also
can
stop.
this talk. They can talk much better than. witches as well. The modern witches, they are called, who stalk. Hani saying, no, I'm everywhere. I'm a man. Oh, finally. He's saying he's a man.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I've
who
not heard
knows?
his voice.
Same here. No one has heard. No one has heard anything from Hani.
Let's come back to the topic, and Desmond should
Yeah.
go with your story.
Yes, I will go. I will go ahead with the story, but before that, there was one more point which you said in the article was in India there were some women killed, right?
Yes,
Wanted to
yes.
discuss few more things on that article what you read. That was one, and
Hey,
you were
Desmond,
telling me.
sorry to interrupt. I might have to drop. Early
No
start
worries, no
tomorrow.
worries, no worries, Alex. Thanks for joining in and sharing the story.
Sure,
Hope
sure.
to see you in the next live stream.
Yeah. I don't know. Ani, how do you say good night in German?
Guten
I
Nacht.
don't know if he's there or not.
Guten Nacht.
Okay, good enough.
I think so. By end of the year, we'll all learn German.
I think Hani only understands German.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe. Guten Nacht, Hani.
Not na,
Good.
guten na, guten Nacht. Nacht. Gut.
Nacht.
I think he has replied, good night. Good night.
Good. Good Nacht.
Good,
Okay. Oh God, very weird.
mm, good night. Okay. All right. Bye.
Thank you,
Desmond,
Alex.
I might forget English. Yeah, bye.
Yeah. Done. See you. So about that, yeah, Swati.
Huh.
About that article, the specific thing about that 80-year-old woman. Is there any more information about that, or it's just like the basic information what you have right now? Like she was just killed because what was the exact reason?
No, the thing is, because of the town village that she was in,
Hmm.
they blamed her for bad things that were going on in the village, like any bad luck that was happening in the village. They
Hmm.
blamed her for it, and they all attacked her and killed her.
Hmm.
And then when the cops came in, they couldn't do anything because obviously the cops cannot arrest an entire village.
Correct. Because the story also what I
Hello,
yeah, you got disconnected.
you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hani also is joined, but I know he's not going to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But just saying, Hani, how are you, Hani? If you can say something, it will be better. But yeah, I'll continue with the story what I have because the reason why I asked you about the female was that there is a similar kind of story, but she's not quite old. But eventually, now, if you see in 2023, she is quite old. So this female is from Hyderabad, okay, and because of my last week's stream, I was talking to a couple of people in office, and then they said that that there is a similar story about witchcraft and black magic specifically.
Hmm.
So just wanted to share that story with you guys as well. So it's a very short story. The female, now you can say in her early 20s she got married, and this was maybe in 1970 or something like that, 1960, 1970. So in early 20s she got married, and back then that was the culture of people getting married way early. And she got, by the age of 28, 29, she already had like 4 kids. You can hear
Mm-hmm.
me, right, Swati?
Mm-hmm. I can hear
Yeah.
you.
So then, the kids started studying this, that, and all, and life went on. And then eventually, it's a very bad thing for the Indian mothers specifically. Like when the children grow up, they have their own life. They start college, university, then they start working, and then the mother is left alone at home. and then all the kids started relocating to different countries and cities and this, that, and all. So all she had was a husband, and her husband was an amazing, amazing artist. Okay, even though in his time, when both of them were young, the husband used to work, but he used to come back and he used to draw. And now they were financially not very strong, so he did not have a lot of supplies to get, all this pay, like, this canvas and xyz. So he started drawing on the walls. And now in Hyderabad, they did not have like a hut or something, or a small house, but they had like a small villa kind of thing. But it's not like two stories or something, it's just like ground floor, but it's a beautiful house. And the house became eventually beautiful because the female's husband started drawing on the walls, then on the glasses, basically on the windows, everywhere. So it became a very artistic house. Apparently they say that the house is still there, and now the female is kind of become old. So the story is that eventually when the kids started moving out, the mother started feeling left out. And then eventually after a couple of years, even her husband passed away. Now she's alone. Okay, she's alone in India. All her children's are in the Gulf, somewhere in US, UK, whatever. Now she didn't know what to do. But as a human being, she was a very mean and harsh mother, or a wife, or even a daughter. She was very mean and harsh, and she did not uh, want good for others. And back then, the parents were not that understanding as compared to now, because now we all are, traveling abroad, staying here, this, that, and all. But our parents are in India, and they understand, that we have to go out to have a better living. But this female, she had that negativity, and the negativity started coming in the family with the kids. That was very strange. So for many years, okay, the mother used to tell the children to send money. In the sense, monthly you need to send me this much money, because I need to run the house, I need to eat, and this and that, and blah blah blah. So now the mother is telling one sibling that, you send money, but the other sibling does not know that, that they are sending money. So eventually what they assume, that it's only me who's sending money to my mom, rest of them are not sending. Because the situation in the house had become so bad that none of the siblings were also talking. They used to not even go to visit their mother at the same time. They used to go to visit the mother in different time of the year. So they did not have any information about what was happening. But the mother used to say, send money. They used to send money. And a lot of time, one of the siblings told the mother, please come, and stay in our house for a while. And basically they are staying in Bahrain. So they said, please come, stay in our house for like 2 months, 3 months, come for vacation. She said no. Whenever any of the siblings used to go with their family to stay with the mother, she used to, like, just not go out of the house. And the house had become so old in the sense, the doors were old, the taps, the wires, the fans, everything was old. The only thing which was keeping the house little bit beautiful was the paintings of the husband who had done the paintings. So eventually what happened is that one of the siblings had a very strange feeling that, something is off, because we are like, they are telling the mother, please shift from this house, because this house is going to fall anytime. She does not want to repair the house as well. She does not want to shift to another place, because eventually when the kids became big and the siblings started earning, they started investing money in property. They started buying flats, this, that, and all. So everyone was telling, please go and stay in my house, please go and stay in my house. But the mother was just not ready to leave. And later on in the sense, now, like, you can say it's been almost a year that one of the siblings came to know that her own mother, this is a female, that her own mother was doing black magic on all of the kids. Sorry, on all of the kids. She used to do black magic, and the stupid reason was that she did not want them to be together as one. She always wanted to, divide and rule. And she used to always badmouth about one sibling to another. And that is why for so many years, no one spoke to each other. Of lately, there was there was some function, like a family function or something, which everyone had to come. So all the siblings came together, and that's how, after many years, they started uh, after many years they met and they started talking to each other, this, that, and all. And then they realized that, there was no bad thing, only that, why they even stopped talking. Then slowly they understood that, the money what she used to receive from the siblings used to go to one particular place. And when they found out where the money is going, they found out that this is like, I don't know, how do you call it, uh, it's like a place where there is this group of people who, you know uh, practice or perform black magics for others. Like, if you want to do a spell on someone, or if you want to uh, do black magic on someone, or if you want to affect someone's life, then you need to go to this people, and they are like group of men. So they stop sending money, first of all. And secondly, now the granny, or the mother, you can call it, she is so much into that even though they have stopped sending money, even though now they are not in contact with the mother, she is gone and become a part of that, you can say, a cult or community or whatever you can say. She's become a part of that. And I don't know, she is like, just brainwashed, and she just believes that, that is everything, and that is right, and rest of the whole world is wrong. Now the family is trying to remove her from that cult or whatever, but she is just not ready to listen. And apparently the reason why she was not selling the house was of two reasons. The first thing was because her husband's memory is there, and uh, because the siblings did a lot of investigation on the mother, they came to know that the mother's husband realized that, she was practicing black magic, and she eventually was a part of his death, where she also did some spell on him and he died. Otherwise he would have gone and told everyone. So this was the very like, a shocking thing for the siblings to even digest, because they still can't digest it, because it is their own mother who did everything bad to them. Because from the time they were growing up till they settled, things were okay in their life. But something or other, some bad things used to happen if they're investing in a property, or if they are starting a new business or something. And whenever, they connected dots, and whenever they used to tell the mother that, we are doing this, it used to not happen. So eventually, after that, towards the end of the story, is that all the siblings met, they connected all the dots, and they realized that their own mother is a part of their father's death. And second thing is, now even though whatever bad she has done, they are trying to remove her from that. Uh, that she's just completely gone mad in terms of she every time goes there, and she does not listen to anyone. So they're trying to remove her from that cult or community. Let's hope. I have not got any further update in terms of this, but this was the story. What do you feel? You feel that what the children are saying, is it true, or maybe it's just the mother is just she's old, that is why she's completely lost it.
I think with cults is they can be very psychologically damaging. So that's the thing with cults. Like once you join them, they can be one is their side. They kind of suck you in. It's like
Hmm.
you have to you just believe anything and everything they say, and eventually they kind of psychologically damage you, and you are unable to go back to being a normal person. So I feel like the most of the blame I feel could be on the cult. Then I think the mother could have just lost her mind.
Yeah, because who told me the story was how do I explain? The mother, then the child, and then the child's daughter.
Hmm.
So, so the
Granddaughter.
yeah,
Hmm.
granddaughter, yeah. The granddaughter told me, and the granddaughter told, that the like her father was just not ready only to believe in at the first thing, like ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता है, it's my own mother. Every month I used to send money. Every day I used to call her, and she used to be very nice. But yeah, she used to like bitch and badmouth the other sibling that इसने ये किया उसने वो किया. But they all assume like maybe she's old or something, this that and all. But the granddaughter also said that they did find some uh, objects or some weirdish things in that house, because of lately they also had gone to India for vacation. So that's the time they actually had the doubt, and then after that they started investigating and all. But who knows,
Yeah, yeah.
if what they're thinking, if it is actually something related to black magic, or it can be something else. You never know.
Yeah, yeah. But this is a modern day story, right? Not back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, the story started like when they were young, but now the granddaughter and her father and father's siblings came to know that off lately that she's doing it for many years. Like it's been generations, decades. I'm sorry, it's been decades that she's been doing this, and now they came to know. So it's very shocking, that being the own child that they didn't know that the mother was doing. And then the story which I was telling towards the start of the stream, I already narrated the story. This is from my place, basically. In Mumbai there is a place called as Vasai, and in Vasai there is a fort. So it was built by Portuguese, and then it was taken over by the Marathas. So after, you can say, 1980s, 1990, early 1990, where I used to live, it's called as Vasai Gao, and Gao means a village. So very few people used to be there, and it is greenery and less of population. Beaches are there, so it's like mini Goa. So if you in Mumbai, if you want to just escape from the heat and traffic and this that and all, people used to come to Vasai Gao, and a lot of shootings also. Bollywood movies like this movie called
Mm-hmm.
as Josh.
Ah, yeah,
That
yeah. Shahrukh Khan
one.
and Aishwarya Rai.
Yeah, the end scene, where they are shooting or killing or something, that fort or something. It's basically most of that is in Goa. I mean, in Vasai only, because this looks like Goa, like all trees and coconut trees, this that, and also it's very peaceful. So early 90s, no one wanted to really invest there because it was too far from the town, like it was in the outskirts. So practicing black magic was not common, but yes, people used to do in different places in different parts of the world. And out of that, there was one woman who was there in Vasai. So a lot of families in Vasai, they are extremely rich in the sense because they have big villas. And villa is also small. I don't know, you can call it a mansion because it's like 3 stories, 4 stories, and huge, swimming pool, this, that, and all. And from that time, and the only reason why these people were rich was because a majority of people used to work either in the Gulf back then, or else they used to work on the cruise. And that time, the salary and all was quite good, and the conversion in dollars and this that and all quite good. So people used to earn a lot. So till now, people, some families are still there where the husband is working on the cruise and then the wife is there. So normally, a contract is for 9 months, a minimum, at least minimum contract. At least back then. Now I'm not sure because sometimes there are 3 months also, but back then 9 months was the minimum cruise contract. So there was a family. Let's name them Priyanka and Alex. So Alex goes on the cruise for 9 months, and now Priyanka is alone, and the town is also like lonely, not a lot of people are there. So when you want to go into this dark stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's not you who choose that, they choose you, that I'm going to attack this person. So there were a group of people who came to her, and they started promoting this, by, I don't know how they promote this, like, your life is not going good, and if we read this, and if we tell you your future and this and that and all, they try to attack such kind of people who are very lonely and they are very broken. And eventually Priyanka was very sad because Alex used to be on cruise for 9 months, and that love and affection was not there. And back then, not a lot of people used to go out and chill, go to the clubs, drink, this, that, and also it was kind of boring for her. So she got involved in this community by, we can do this, we can do that, blah blah blah, and eventually she also turned out to practice black magic, or you can say witchcraft. So what we understood in the last live stream and in this live stream, that especially witchcraft, putting a spell on someone, or you can put a spell on you as well, it can be in a good or in a bad way. But she, because of the negativity, because she was staying alone for so many months, and then even when Alex used to come back, that love and connection was not there. They used to fight a lot. So to gain more love from uh, Alex, she started putting spell on her own husband, that get me more love, get me more love, this, that, and all. But eventually, I'm not sure what exactly happened. And this is a very famous story, from childhood. We keep hearing this story. Anyone, if you catch anyone on the road, also, they will tell you this story. And the house is also still there. So people say, like, no, this is the haunted house and all. Actually, the house is not haunted, but the story behind the family who stayed there, that is basically creepy. But you know how people, they say that anything, it's haunted. So she started putting a spell on Alex that he should love me more. I want more kids and this, and more money, this, that, and eventually she started getting greedy. And I feel it started working because later on, they had 3 kids. after a while. But then I don't know what people say, that something went off, or maybe uh, the spell was not working, or she, from good spell, she started doing bad spell or something. Her own marriage started failing. So what
Hmm.
happened is that Alex actually started, the guys who work on cruise and all, they are not very faithful for to their marriage, because 9 months they are on the cruise. So many girls are there, and I know my friends who still work there. They say that it's everyone does everything there. So eventually, Alex found someone, and then he decided to get a divorce, this, that, and all. But it was not very easy. But it was Priyanka who understood that Alex is going away from me, because there is another woman in his life, this, that, whatever. So she started doing more spells, and she started kind of doing it in a negative way, where I feel that's when she fucked her own life, because she started doing such bad things that her own marriage failed. Alex left her. Eventually, she got mentally unstable and sick, because she could not take that thing that her own husband has left her. Because back then, I feel the divorce thing was still not a very open topic to talk about, and people used to not accept it as people are accepting now. So she could not take it mentally. Now whatever happened after this, I don't think so is it is anything related to witchcraft or black magic or supernatural or paranormal. It's just a basic human psychology that she got mentally unstable. And since Alex left her and she did not have a source of income, she eventually came on road, because I think so she had to sell that house, or I don't know if she sold that house. No one has purchased the house till now, by the way. It's just there.
Mhm.
And she did not have money to eat and all. And the thing is, people seen her like in, like, homeless person, dirty clothes, hair open, and just walking around. So now there are two 1 minute, this phone is there. Now there are two stories. Now one story is that people say that she became possessed by a ghost and she used to do black magic, so it has caught her. And another theory is that she actually mentally became unstable and she didn't know what to do, so she was just roaming, and she was basically mad, in simple terms. But in India, if anyone sees a woman in this condition, matlab she's a Diane or she's a Chudel. So till now people have two different variations, but I'll tell you both the variations. The first variation is that eventually she died because she was homeless. She used to get food from here, there, and then eventually she died, but no one knows when she died because she just went missing. Second story is that I told you about the fort. So the house where what I'm talking about, the house is close to the fort. So apparently, when she became unstable and when her husband left her and this, that, and all, she started living in the fort area. Now, apparently, they say that the fort is also been, haunted by lot of spirits, because I still feel that each and every fort is been haunted by spirits, because it was being ruled by the British or the Portuguese, and then the Marathas. There were a lot of wars, so a lot of unnatural deaths has happened in forts, and also there are spirits, according to me, in each and every fort. So the other variation of the story is that she went inside the fort and she started staying there, and people have seen her practicing black magic, doing something whatever. And she started cursing the family people around. Like, it was a small village, so he started cursing everyone there. So something or other bad used to happen. They used to assume that it is her. So eventually, in both the stories, she dies. Like, I think so by now in 2023, she's dead for sure. But there are two sides of the story, and it all depends on whoever is listening what they want to believe. But I kind of believe that she actually mentally must have become unstable, and maybe she might be practicing black magic because she was already doing that. She had the history of doing that. So yeah, what do you feel, Swati? What is your thought?
Mm, complicated.
Because there can be a logical reason also,
Mm-hmm.
and there can be a paranormal side of it as well, where she actually started practicing black magic. Because as I told you, in India, and especially it's called Vasai Gao, so it was typical Gao. It was like a proper Maharashtrian, like the Marathis were staying there. So anything bad used to happen in any of the family, and it see, Vasai was so small that everyone knew each other. It was that small. So anything bad used to happen, they used to blame her. Ha, that she only must have done, because the lady, she was actually. When I hear the story, I feel very pity because eventually she did not have money, so she used to go and beg. So some of them used to uh, uh, just kick her out and push her away. Nay, 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 no food for you, this, that, and all. So maybe some people must have made up stories or this, that, and all. But as far I know from the sources, what I got, that they still believe that she used to do black magic. But I still feel that people are just blaming others for their own mistakes. You're walking and you fall down on the road, khalas. That's the lady who has done
Yeah.
black magic. That's the thing. Quite creepy.
Yeah.
So you
Also,
have
uh, I mean, what do you think? You said that there are two aspects, according to logical and paranormal. But what is the
logical.
logic? Huh.
Logical is that she actually mentally became unstable because see, this is my mindset, is because back then getting a divorce was like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
what are you doing? And especially for a woman who was not independent, she did not have anything financially on of
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
own,
Dependent. Yeah.
and then the husband leaving, so obviously she will obviously become mad, and then after that eventually she will need money to survive, right? And then the husband did not leave any money for her, so she eventually see, it affects mentally as well, to be honest. If anything happens, especially divorce or something, it affects mentally as well. So maybe she might be going through a mental breakdown, and she was acting crazy. And for some people who did not understand mental health that time, they assumed, okay, chalo, she's a ghost, or she's a Diane, or she's a witch who's putting spells on people.
Yeah.
But the scary and the weirdest part is she just went missing. People know, like, see, if you calculate the years and this and all, I feel maybe she must be dead because of no money and this and that and all. But like, it was like, her body was not like found anytime. This is, she just went missing after a while. So that
Okay.
was creepy. That was quite creepy. Actually, in our small town,
Hmm.
even though it is a small town, there were so many crimes happening inside the four walls. Now, this is off topic. Actually, I shared the story as well on my channel. It's been 2 years now. It's a very short story, and this I also have witnessed. So there was a man. This is a real name, Francis Gomes. Okay, you can research about him as well. He had three daughters and one wife. He used to stay somewhere. Do you know some places in Mumbai, or you're not familiar to it?
Not too familiar. I know Lincoln Road, Hill Road.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so there is a place called as Andheri. Okay,
Andheri, yes, I know that as well. Yes.
so they used to stay there. Okay, then after that, from the main town, they sold everything, and then they came to the inside, which is Vasai Naigaon. Now, even Vasai and Naigaon, it has east and west. So first this family was staying in east, and then they eventually shifted to west. So me as a kid, I every day when I used to go to school, I used to go walking. So everyone either they used to have bus or cycle or this that and all. Eventually, cycle I gave up because twice my parents brought cycle and both the times it got robbed. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm just going walking. I'm not going to take any transport." And also every day I used to see this man. Okay, and very well dressed. He had a big like a ponytail, extremely well dressed, and his attire was, you can say, like you are seeing someone in the early 60s, that big baggy pants and that, I don't know what is that called, inside the shirt they wear something like that. I don't know what's that called. It's not a tie, but it's like a scarf which they tie it and then they put it inside. So very well
Hmm. Hmm.
looking man. And obviously you'll remember that because this is early 2000 and a guy who's looking completely different but looking nice.
Which is
So
a joy.
every morning I see him this that and all, and then when he shifted to our place, I used to see their family go coming to Sunday service as well. And
Mm-hmm.
the weirdest thing was that every Sunday the three daughters used to wear the same dress. And now this dress also was, like the dress which was in early 60s, very different kind of dress, like like a grand ballroom dance kind of dress, so people remembered them because of that. And then suddenly, after, you can say a while, you can say after a year or two, like no one can be seen, okay, except the father's daily routine is on. He's going in the morning for walks, bringing milk, this, everything.
Hmm.
Then cut to, it was 10 years, everyone forgot because see, eventually, people left Naiga Vasai and they started living there, this, that, and all. So eventually they forgot about this family. Then after 10 years, suddenly one auntie, okay, she is standing down of her building and she's buying vegetables, and from top, on the second floor, she can hear a girl screaming, but it is like, it felt like, that she did not have energy at all, like help, like that, that energy was just gone. And then after that, there was a small flower pot or something which was extremely dried. She threw it somehow and it fell. And when it fell, a lot of people, especially that auntie, she seen that, okay, something is wrong in this flat. And this auntie was the neighbor of this people, okay. So when they go on top, the lock is there outside. So the door has been locked. So somehow they tell the people in the building, the watchman and all, and they felt like something is wrong. So they broke the lock. When they went inside, trust me not, I have seen that photograph because my friend's father, he had a photo booth, their photo studio, whatever. So he was a photographer. So he clicked. So it was a crime scene. The daughters and mothers were chained to the window.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
The fridge was chained and locked, and the house was stinky and dirty. And like, if you would have just scraped it with one pen or just a broom, the like, thick amount of mud or dust would have come out from the house. And no latest equipments. This I'm talking about 2002, 2003, you can say. Yeah, like that. Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
2003 or 2000, between like before 2010 for sure. So the no TV was there, one radio was there, and all stale food was there. And the mother and the three daughters, now a normal human being, when they stand, they are like this. But they had become like, you seen that movie Mama, the ghost movie?
Ah, yeah, yeah, I have, I have.
that girls who had extremely become, the back had extremely gone down, but their neck, this girl's necks were like this, and they were extremely thin in the sense, like, no, malnourished, like they did not have any energy in terms of uh, body fat, nothing. So they were very weak. So somehow they called the police and this, that, and all. And guess what? The father, who was a very good looking man, he was not there. So apparently, the story behind this was that he was a psychopath, or just, I don't know what you can call it. He was just a mad person. So he got scared that his daughters are getting older. Now they're going to go in college. They're going to meet people. They're going to meet guys. So he got so paranoid that he locked them in the house. And when the mother said something, to the father, he hit her also, and he locked her. And the reason why one daughter's neck was like this and she looked like a zombie is
Hmm.
because initially, when he started locking them, the daughter tried to, give back and try to fight, and this father, he hit her so hard, no, that her neck, I don't know what bone or whatever, it got dislocated. And because she was not treated, she is eventually was like that only. So it is a very sad story. And the saddest part was that the neighbors also did not know, because whenever the neighbors inquired about, okay, where is your family, the man used to say they have gone to the mother's house, now we are separated. So once, twice people asked, they spoke for a while, and that's it. And what he had done, he had put newspapers on the window. It was completely dark, no sunlight, this, that, and all. So it's nothing related to paranormal, but just imagine, like, we were in that same society, the same area, a small society, like
Mhm.
everyone knew each other mostly. And then imagine, for 10 years he hid them there. He used to give them like little bit of water, little bit of bread or something for this, for them to survive. But eventually, when the daughters came out, they spoke, and they told, that the father was so extremely bad, that he did not allow us to do anything because he was paranoid that they might go and meet someone and all. So that was so intense.
Wow, my goodness. This
What?
actually reminds me of. Have you watched a movie? It released this year only. It's called Cobweb.
Hmm. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
You watch it?
No, I did not watch it. Ah, I think so. I watched it.
Okay.
I'm
Decide
not
whether you
sure.
watched it or didn't watch it.
No, I'm not sure. I seen that. I had
Hmm.
put that in my list. Not sure if I watched it or not. I can't recollect. But
Huh.
yeah, I
So,
know about the movie.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, when you watch the movie, you will be able to connect. So this is
Hmm.
similar to that movie because in that movie, the monster that is hidden away in the basement is
Hmm.
technically not a monster. It is their daughter, who they did not want, and that
Ah, yes, 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 yes. I watched it. I watched it.
and that is why, even though she's still human, she looks
Hmm.
like a monster because of the way she's grown in that basement with her
Yes,
head and
yes.
her hair and her nails and all of that. So this reminds
Yeah,
me
yeah.
of that a parent would do this to their own child.
And in that movie, it's the son only put some poison in the food and the parents die, something like that, right?
Yeah, because he wants to get the sister out.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember I saw that movie. Yeah. Quite creepy,
Hmm.
quite strange, and quite creepy. Priyanka is there. Hi, Priyanka. Priyanka, we are ending the stream now. You're coming. What is this? What is this, Priyanka? Priyanka is saying hi, Swati as well.
Hello, hello.
So, do you have anything to share, or we are done? Because I'm done of what stories I had.
I think we have to end it now. It's already late. Or are we going on?
I am done from my side. If you have anything,
So,
then you can.
are we ending the live stream or is the live stream going to continue?
I I will end the live stream if you don't have anything. That's what I'm saying. Because it's 1 hour 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think we'll end it better. 1 hour 25
Yeah.
minutes.
So eventually, in the two live streams, what we had, we
Mm-hmm.
spoke about witchcrafts and what is the basic concept. But in one, in just before we go, Swati, in one word,
Mm-hmm.
witchcraft. What do you feel people have understood in the live stream, or people have not understood?
I think they have understood that there was a lot of prejudice attached to it, a lot of
Hmm.
misinformation and prejudice attached to it, which
Yeah.
was clear out, both from European history as well as Indian history. So now they are at least able to differentiate. Okay, there are different forms, and a lot has happened, which has kind of clouded what it actually is, and they
Hmm.
can see that a lot of it was actually social problems in the society.
Yeah. So yeah, that at least that we have able to clear
Yeah.
in both of the streams. So yeah, it was two good live sessions. It was interesting. Let's figure out and see what we can do next on our live stream. This honey is still there. Oh my god. I do. I. How do you pronounce this, Swati? Tell me again.
Sounds
Gut.
what?
He's putting
Guten
a
Nacht, Priyanka. Good night, Priyanka.
good knock. There's it's good. Gut.
Guten is also acceptable. Guten, but gut is also okay.
Good knock.
Good Nacht, Priyanka.
Knocked. Good knocked. Yalla, Priyanka. Yalla. In the Middle East, people say yalla.
Yala seems way better now.
Yeah, better say yalla. Yalla means okay. Tata. Bye bye. The universe wanted you to watch the stream. My God, honey, what are you drinking? What are you? I don't know. Anyways, we shall end the live stream. Thank you, Swati, and thank you everyone who has joined in for both of our streams. Continue supporting us. Continue. Yeah, that's all. Just supporting us. That's it. Continue coming back as well and sharing stories.
Uh-huh.
So
And
thank.
next week we'll have a new topic anyway.
Yes, we will. We will have a new topic, and yeah, that's it. I have couple of episodes which I will be releasing this week, so stay tuned. I'm also trying something new, which is reacting to horror videos. I'm just trying it. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, this is the update for now. Priyanka, yes, will come next time. Yes, Priyanka, please do join in next time. And before we end the stream, even Swati has her own podcast called as Desi Horrors. Swati, is there any latest episodes coming out? Do you want to update them?
Yes, actually, there's a new update for my podcast. Thank you, Despin, that you brought it up. I totally forgot to mention it. Some of my podcast episodes will be featuring in Hindi. So my podcast is in English,
Hmm.
but I will also be having a Hindi channel. So for people
Hmm.
who prefer listening to horror content in Hindi, you can feel free to watch out for that. That will be coming soon.
Yes, please. Priyanka, also, I'll send you the link of Swati's podcast on WhatsApp. Please go listen to it. If you enjoy our stream, definitely you'll enjoy her content as well. And Swati, क्या आपको हिंदी आता है? आप हिंदी में बात कर सकते हो? How
Bilkul.
come? Oh, but
Bilkul. I like how, because I'm South Indian, you're prejudiced that I don't know Hindi. मुझे
hey,
हिंदी
Baba,
बहुत अच्छी तरह
I am from Mumbai and I still don't know Hindi. This I can speak, but I just get too conscious. That's the
हाँ,
thing.
I think you can speak just the conscious bit. मुझे हिंदी
Mm.
बहुत अच्छी तरह से आती है. Only thing is, because I'm not a native speaker, I don't try and attempt any content in Hindi. But the reason for some of the episodes to, or rather, the reason for the shift to Hindi,
Hmm.
is because I spoke to someone in the business of audio and podcasting and audio stories,
Hmm.
and he was very interested in converting it into a Hindi format. So that is why
Hmm.
we will have two channels dedicated to one in English and one in Hindi. But
Yeah,
don't
correct.
worry, I am not going to be the narrator in that, because people might be like, "Oh my God, does she even know Hindi good enough for this?"
Hmm.
They'll have a native speaker as the narrator. But if anyone is interested, मुझे हिंदी बहुत अच्छी तरह से आती है.
तो फिर स्वाति आप मुझे सिखा सकते हो हिंदी?
No. I think the first thing about Desmond's Hindi is the accent.
हाँ, तो क्या? It's I don't know what accent it is. I really don't know.
Yeah, because for whoever is watching, whoever is a native Hindi speaker,
Hmm.
Desmond has that strange accent when he speaks Hindi. Like when he's speaking English, it's just normal. But when he switches to Hindi, it's like, क्या हो गया इसको?
मतलब from where like for example now okay if you are speaking in Hindi okay I'll come to know you're from Bangalore or from South, but if when I speak like what does it sound like from which part, or it's some different universal?
It does not. It does sound like you're from the south. The way you speak Hindi.
But you know what is the best part? When I'm really angry and if I have to abuse someone, then that time the Hindi is fluent. Like you know, I can beat a guy from Delhi also that time. But it's just that on the stream, I have tried narrating it like just off camera or something. But I don't know, like it just does not come out. Maybe I'm just too conscious. Yeah, I don't know. I
Conscious.
don't know.
Like Priyanka has mentioned, Mumbaikar, Goa. That is why mixed accent.
Nah, that's why the mixed accent. Yeah.
हाँ, मतलब आई थिंक दोनों तरफ से मिक्स हो गया है, मतलब इनको सेंट्रल इंडिया वाला एक्सेंट व्हिच इज मुंबई
Hmm.
and Goa, which is slightly again in the center, but I feel this
Hmm.
is more like South Goa. Like it's got like a more South Indian touch to it, not South Goa. Sorry, my bad. Like whenever I hear you speaking, it feels like a mix of Mumbai plus South India. So it's confusing कि कहाँ से है ये आदमी?
हाँ, कहाँ से ये पुरुष? Because 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 in this country where I live, everyone thinks I'm from Kerala because
Ah, I see exactly. That's why I said South.
the minute I go somewhere now, the first thing is Malayaliya, something something they say like that. So I once I actually got so upset. I said every black guy is not from South. I actually got upset. But the best part is, this a lot of people are there from Kerala and Tamil and all. And sometime if you actually want your work to get done, then if two Malayalis or two Tamilians meet, it becomes faster.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm sure that even if you met another Goan, it would help.
Yeah, but the problem is I can't even speak proper this also
Company.
Konkani as well. Like I can speak, but still, it's very confusing.
हाँ, तो आपको भी थोड़ा हिंदी में बोलना चाहिए अभी.
नहीं अभी हम लोग क्या करेंगे ना नेक्स्ट लाइव स्ट्रीम पे हम थोड़ा हिंदी इंग्लिश में थोड़ा मिक्स करके बात करेंगे तो
More that the way more people can understand क्या हो रहा है.
हाँ क्योंकि वो लास्ट स्ट्रीम में वो आया था ना एक बंदा वो हिमाचल से
हाँ,
और
हाँ.
उसका नाम क्या था आई डोंट रिमेम्बर हिज नेम कुछ तो नाम था
रोहित.
रोहित हाँ
I like how Desmond has forgotten everyone's names.
because I'm speaking in Hindi that is why
Stick to English. Stick to English.
English then Swati is in Hindi khalas.
All the native Hindi speakers will be like South Indians be ruining our language. Because sometimes I forget because I'm not a native speaker. I add Telugu into it. Like suddenly I'll be talking. If it's a tendency. You will add like Telugu or Tamil into it,
Hmm.
and then I'll be like, wait, what did I just say?
Yeah, that words and all will be there. But yeah, since you were telling me that you spoke to someone from the podcasting thing, is it is it true that in India, if especially if you want your content to work, it should be in Hindi?
Uh,
Because I had a debate about this with a lot of people.
mm-hmm. So
What do you feel?
what I spoke to him and what I feel is that um, the thing, I mean, the good part, it's not a bad thing. The good thing is that there are more Hindi speakers in India than English speakers. That is a fact. Most of the country speaks English, yes, but the preference is most people want to speak in Hindi because there are I think 550 million Hindi speakers, and that is a very significant portion of the population. So that part is true. It would Their success rate might be higher because the reach is higher, network is higher. But
Hmm.
at the same time, English is predominant in the south, and to
Yeah.
some extent in the east, like northeast and south.
Hmm.
So the target market could be only these two places if you want to keep your content in English.
Hmm.
But the chances of success are higher if you go for Hindi because simply the audience size is larger, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. People say that.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
the thing is,
that means
I've
facts.
been following other people also on Instagram. There is a author who has converted now into an influencer, and he's also making reels and this, that, and all. And he's only doing it in English. So he's also getting views. Then there are some other Instagrammers where they just put this horror reels and all. They're doing it in Hindi, so they're also getting the reach. Let's
Yeah,
see how
yeah.
it works out.
I
But
mean,
as far as I know, there are very few people on YouTube who are doing English horror. I mean, the Indian space.
correct. It's mostly in local languages. Yes,
Yeah, Marathi is there, Tamil is there, then Hindi is there.
Telugu also is there. Yes.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe God's grace, if English picks up, then because this beer biceps, when his podcast also, when he actually started doing the horror genre as well, he
Mm-hmm.
himself said that the horror section is more preferred in English. That is why he's doing that in English.
But a lot of his content is in Hindi.
Yeah, he has two channels no, now, like English one and Hindi
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Which is why I'm also dedicating two channels. I am not
Hmm.
going to be the Hindi speaker. I'm going to collaborate with someone who's a native speaker. So that way,
Hmm.
it's fair for those who are listening. They
Hmm.
will get somebody who's fluent in that language properly, and also the nuances will be there because
Hmm.
the collaboration will also be targeted towards people who speak Hindi, and mine will be in English for people who want to listen to mine. So you can. It's very similar to how beer biceps also has both.
Interesting. Anyways, we
So
shall
next
see
week
each
we
other
will come
next
up with a
week.
new topic.
Yes. If you have anything in the thing is, uh, till next Tuesday come, I want to think about some topic, but then I get so busy with everything else
Hmm.
that I don't get time. But let me think about something. Let's see. We'll see.
Sure, sure. We will come up with a new topic for next week.
Hmm. Okay.
All right. See you
That,
everybody next week.
thank you everyone, and thank you Swati. I'm ending the stream in three, two, and